Been excellent over these last couple of days. People certainly taking this very seriously. I mean, they've canceled school, they've started evacuations, they've issued warnings, they've gotten people out of areas that are very vulnerable. Those are good signs here because we have a very powerful hurricane. And there's a look at it tonight. If anything, the outflow is looking a little bit better. We're going to see some changes over the next 24 hours. And I think it's important that people kind of get some of the science on what's going on here. An eyewall replacement cycle starting tonight. The winds will come down a little bit temporarily, but the wind field, the area that those winds cover, is going to get larger. And this is going to be a very large storm once it gets to Florida this weekend. And that's why you're going to have a widespread impact. It's going to be literally impossible to miss impact from this storm at this point. The steering currents, it's a gap between two ridges. We have the ridge in the west, the subtropical ridge that's been steering it over the Atlantic. Hurricanes feel that weakness between those systems, and it's going to lift its way to the north. And the difficult thing has been trying to nail down exactly when that turn takes place. It looks like it'll happen right at South Florida. So as we get through the day tomorrow, this is moving through the southern and central Bahamas. It passes between Andros Island of the Bahamas and Cuba, which will also be, these will be the spots that we watch. But essentially all these areas at a very high risk for damaging winds. And if it does indeed come straight up Florida through the weekend, we're talking about hurricane force winds for pretty much the entire state. Widespread power outages, a difficult system to evacuate. But if you know someone down there, just pass along the word. Say your local meteorologist said this is absolutely one to take seriously if any evacuations are issued. So here's the big picture. 3 hurricanes at once, first time in 7 years we've seen that. And here at home we had some rain showers earlier this evening. Those have dried up. There's one more round that's going to move in tomorrow after.
By Saturday night. Then it continues to move along the Florida coast, will then cut inland over the southeastern United States. Now, 3 things with this. The big storm surge, the destructive winds, and the flooding rain. So let's talk a little bit about it. 15 to 20-foot surges possible in much of the Bahamas, 5 to 10 feet along the Florida coast. But you have to remember, you get wave action on top of that raised water to give us right now. And this is showing you the band of tropical storm force winds that would get to Miami by Saturday morning, and then by Saturday night, the orange just about hurricane force winds. And then you can see not only category 1, but category 2 and possibly even category 3. Incredible winds, going to have to be an awful lot of damage, unfortunately, with a track like that. And still, the super powerful winds continue along the Florida coast. Now, in terms of rainfall, easily potential of 10 inches or more with this, so you've got freshwater flooding to consider as well. Most of our computer models certainly fixating on South Florida. By the way, once it gets into interior Georgia and then toward the mid-Mississippi Valley, it's going to weaken in terms of wind dramatically. So the big hit is down from Florida on up to possibly the Georgia and South Carolina coastline. There's also another storm called Jose, and that's a category 3, and there's Katia in the southwest Gulf of Mexico. So here's the idea on Jose. It may skirt the Leeward Islands where there is hurricane watches in effect for the northernmost islands. This is affecting a portion of Mexico over the next few days, but not Texas. Yeah, we had a lot of rain in the last 24 hours, but now it's turned nice, comfortable.